As soon as I said we're on broadcast, he did not hesitate a second. Were you the one that talked about the knee brace?
That is funny. Why am I having my dad dumb with phones that I don't know how to share this? I think I was viewing it as formation. I'll still be able to. You got one set for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because Matoaka folks are on it. I don't even say their quarterback is throwing 125 yards, you know?
Want to do
One.
Rose Davis.
Davis Lee rushed a few times. About 20 yards. All right, I guess right after this we'll get started. Good for you?
We are here for another edition of Four Matrix Sports version of Friday Night Lights. We've got the We've got the Matoaca Warriors taking on the Prince George Royals here in Prince George, Virginia. My name is Brad Red. With me, as always, my co-host Jesse Kirby. This is an interesting one.
Streaming the game right now, so people can.
Prince George Royals are coming off of a 22-19 win, where they didn't play a great first half, but they really picked it up in the second half. They played 15 unanswered points. Defense played a complete shutout. And Matoaka, although this is the second week of the season, this is only their first game.
Chris George totaled about 415 yards last week. That was in the range. Mind you, 217 of that was passing, 198 of that was rushing. It's pretty solid even order. But I'm looking for a pretty exciting view today because the weather is beautiful. A whole lot better than last week. We got two great teams in this area going at it.
For sure. We've got kickoff about to go underway. As you were saying, I mean, this feels like a nice fall first night, doesn't it? Springtime. It's a little odd having football in February, but March start, I'll take it.
We are in March now.
Prince George gets the ball back around the 10, takes it up to about the 29, 28. I'm curious on what they do this week because last week, I mean, they had Curtis Allen, who only played a little bit into the third quarter, still racked up 178 rushing yards, which he's out there again today. So, I mean, they had Stephon Hicks had 109 passing yards. It's not like they were really slacking on either side of the ball. Curtis Allen takes it up to the left side for a minimal gain, about 3. So we've got Prince George with the ball on their own, about 31. 2nd and 7.
I imagine they're going to be feeding him a whole lot tonight. I mean, he had a small little ankle stent last week, but he is completely shaking that off from everything I've heard, and he is hungry for tonight.
I mean, that's back-to-back games to him. They look like they're going to get about another 3 yards. Third and 3, they're on the 35. Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, Curtis Allen had such a good game for 178 yards, only playing a couple of minutes into the third quarter. I'd have to imagine that that's kind of the plan of attack again. You can't take away from Stephon Diggs because he played an amazing game too. It's nice to be able to work on both sides. And to hear Johnson tosses it 10 yards ahead of his closest receiver.
It's going to bring up fourth down. That's a quick 3 and out for PG already. That's not how you want to start. Like
yeah, but what we've seen out of Prince George, what we saw out of them last year, what we saw out of them last week, is just like for some reason, the first half of the game, they struggle a little bit, but they do get it together. That second half of the game, they usually end up getting it together.
I mean, the defense pitched a shutout in the second half against Dinwiddie last week. It was steamrolling with their pass game last week, too. Big hit to start off.
It's going to take it up to about the 35-yard line. We understand we might be having a little bit of technical difficulties with the sound. It is being worked on. Just stick with us. We'll have to figure it out. So that's going to give Matoaka the ball on the 35-yard line. And what I'm excited to see here is this is the first time that any of these teams have played since November of 2019. That's a long time to have no ball. There is a flag on the play. Looks like a false start on the offense. That's going to be a 5-yard penalty right there. So that's going to back them up 5, be a 1st and 15 on the 30-yard line. You got to expect that, though. You know, to having played since November of 2019, you got to expect it's going to be a little bit of an adjustment. And just like that, big run up to the left side, still going, is going to get taken down at about the 26-yard line, 27-yard line. So they're going to go from their own 30 to the opponent's 27. That's a big run to start off with.
That was Quentin Johnson, number 32 for the Warriors, who just, I mean, first play of the game.
First play of the game.
Flip the field for Matoaka right there.
So that's going to be 1st and 10 on the 38-yard line. 10 minutes and 10 seconds left in the clock. Another run straight up the middle. He's going to gain probably 5 out of that. So it's going to be 2nd and 5 on the 33. 2 runs back to back. I don't think this defense maybe was anticipating them to run that hard, but that's 2 good runs back to back.
Getting blindsided in the game early is something that Prince George is used to, though. Usually not their strong suit when it comes to their defense. But like I said, last week, they pitched a shutout in the second half after 19 points got dropped.
Right. Now, I think right there, they kind of anticipated that run a little more. Matoaka tried to run it to the right, and I think he got it right back up to the line of scrimmage before he was taken down. That's going to be the 3rd. They're going to give him a yard. So it's going to be 3rd and 4 on the 32.
Clock winding down with just 9 minutes left in this first quarter.
Again, we are aware of maybe some technical difficulties we are going through. It is actively being worked on. Just stick with us. It'll be fixed momentarily. They're going to go for a run up the middle, and I think they're going to get it by about a yard. Yep, they're going to give it to him. That's a first down on Matoaka, so that's the first down of the game. Gotta like to see it. Oh, sorry, yeah. I'm over here focusing on this audio, sorry. So 1st and 10 on the 26. The game is going to stay on, but we are going to cut our mics off for just a second to see if we can't fix this audio issue. We will be back in 30 seconds. Plug in, what are we going to do? Are we getting bad reads here?
What's that one, Luke?
I don't know. These are the two, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Y'all go ahead.
Right. We are back. Hopefully that fixed the issue. Let us know in the comments if it did not. Like I said, we are trying to fix this actively. We're not sure what is happening here, but we're going to get it straight first.
Win on what you missed. That was Wesley Boston for a tackle for a loss, and then following up with that was a run.
Like they're going to go for a run again to the left side, number 1, to get a minimal gain.
That's Cameron Johnson. He just got face mask call on that. He already had what looked to be about a 10-yard run with 15 more yards added to it. So penalties are going to be a huge part in this game, just like they were last week. I mean, we watched so many drives stall inside the 5-yard line.
That's what really killed Prince George last week, is that they had multiple times where they were within the 5 yards of scoring touchdowns just to back themselves out.
And turn it over.
Right, and turn it over. I think turnovers was the biggest cause of their slow first half last week.
Not even counting their turnovers on downs. Three of them were fumbles and one was an interception.
Right. I mean, look right there, though. Their defense steps up for them. I mean, another run where he just gets stuffed before he even gets to the line of scrimmage.
PG always does fantastic when they're backed up into the red zone. We've seen it countless times, even back in 2019, which a lot of these are returning players of that team.
Right. Look at last week. The only time that they really scored on them is when they threw it deep. So it's going to be a 2nd and 8 on the 12-yard line. Little run to the left side. They're going to give them about 3 on that one.
So pretty much what I'm gonna have to do, I'm gonna have to kill all the audio for just a little bit.
All right, we're seeing that the audio is still malfunctioning right now. Give us just a minute and we'll be back. We apologize for this, but we'll be right back.
Huge run to the right side for a touchdown, Matoaka.
I don't know what's happening. You want me to demand that while you figure this out?
Yeah.
I think that's the kick with the transition.
Yeah, it is.
Is there a way we can test it before we go live again?
Man, dang it. I see what it was.
What?
Like a halftime. You know, yeah, halftime would be the big one. And
Number 26, Stephon Hicks. It'll be a short game. We'll bring up 3rd and long for the Royals. It'll ball on about the 30-yard line.
We are back. Sorry for the abrupt interruption. We're hoping that it is fixed. We have got 3rd and 11. Sorry, the board is not updated. We are running around trying to get this audio fixed. Looks like it's going to be about 3rd and 7. Prince George with the ball just under 2 minutes to go, 1 minute and 50 seconds. Curtis Allen has had some big runs there. They've been looking good, marching down the field. Tahir Johnson's going to keep the ball, throw it to the right, nearly intercepted, just out of the hands of a Matoaka corner.
Jaden Banks was actually the one that got Prince George their very first down of the game.
There we go.
It was a run to the left, and I think he gained about 15 of it.
So it's going to be a 4th and 7. We'll see what Prince George decides to do here. Again, let us know about the audio. We cannot hear it, so we are going off of what you guys are telling us. Tahir Johnson is going to go up, but he is only going to get about 2 yards out of the deal. He is not going to get a first down. That is going to be a turnover on downs, and that is a similar sight as what we saw last week. We saw a lot of go for it on 4ths, and honestly, you know me. I love the attitude. I love to go for it because it's a lot of ball game left. We've got 1 minute and 27 seconds left of the first quarter. Sorry. So I mean, there's a lot of ball game to pick it back up, and I think being down a score, I think they felt like we needed to march right back down and score.
But see, that's just where we differ because anytime I can get points, I want points. Whether it's 3, whether it's 6, 2.
But that's a 35-yard kick.
It is. But I've bet. I mean, we went to somebody in high school, the kicker for Dale back in the day. He could make that all day long.
But can the kicker for Prince George?
One way to find out. You got to give the man a chance.
I agree.
I mean, it could be 6-3 right now if they were going through it and ain't gotten it. And that's a run hard. He was surrounded quick.
Yeah, he had somebody on his back the whole way, but he was able to take that up about 9 yards. That's going to put him on the 34.
That was Quentin Johnson once again. Looks like they're going to be feeding him a lot.
It looks like, from what people are saying, we might be fixed. And if that's the case, we're excited because this has so far been a pretty good game, a good defensive game. Another run right up to the right side.
It's Quentin Johnson once again. Like I said,
Matoaka going to take it up to the 40, and he is excited. So that's going to put Matoaka with a first down on the 40-yard line. Marching into enemy territory again. I mean, I just don't think Prince George's defense can hang with this run. Another run to the right side.
Great move. Patient runner is, I mean, that was great patience right there. He waited for that to develop and hide behind his blockers. I mean, that's Quentin Johnson once again. I mean, that's going to, all right, he's checking out now.
My man has run it like 6 times this drive, you know? He's like, oh, let somebody else get this thing a few times. So that's going to be a 2nd and 2 on the... Look, they haven't officially marked. That's going to be the end of the quarter, and I'm sure that's why they haven't officially marked, but I'm pretty sure that's going to be on about the 42.
Yeah, they got to flip fields here now. Thought I saw David Field checking in. He was doing a whole bunch of passing practice before the game. See what Matoaka wants to do here. If he come back.
you haven't really seen them pass it a whole bunch yet.
Which is very shocking because the game last week, I mean, Dinwiddie was, I mean, they were putting so much air under the ball. I thought they were going to have to get checked.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, from anybody I haven't seen. I mean,
No.
we saw the one that almost got picked off.
Tahir Johnson has passed it twice. The first time he overshot his guy 10 yards or so, and the second one looked like a good pass. That corner was just able to get in the right spot to put his hands on it, which popped it up, which luckily didn't come up with an interception. But it looked like a good pass. It was just a better play by the defense.
I mean, he had a great game last week if you want to think about it. The guy went 15 of 29 for 217 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. I mean,
What impressed me a lot about it is that, you know, we talked about them turning the ball over on 4th down a few times, but they were pretty good on 3rd.
oh,
On 3rd down, I mean, they were making 4 of 7?
7 of 15, actually.
7 of 15, sorry.
So you're looking at right about 50% converting rate. I mean, they didn't convert a single 4th down, and most of them were down into their own red zone,
Right,
which
most
once
of
again
those-
cost them points.
Most of those were right at the end zone, and I agree with what you were saying a minute ago with those, is that they were 3 yards away, and although they weren't getting in it, I wouldn't have trusted my offense enough to get me there if they hadn't done it this week. But Matoaka is going to throw it to the left side to, it looks like, number 3.
That was Jordan Robinson once again. He's the one that did that touchdown run when we were having the audio issues that made them go up by 6.
So that's going to remain on the 2 yards for the first down. It's going to be a 3rd and 2 on the 47 with 11 minutes and 55 seconds to go of the half.
I can get you to watch 75 right there for PG. That's Wesley Bostic. Man's an animal.
That man has, I believe, 2 college offers at this point.
Really?
Yep.
Number 1 for the Royals.
Big run to the right side. He's going to get a first down and much more.
That was Cameron Johnson for the Warriors. Him and Quentin are the top 2 bell cows for Matoaka.
That's going to take him up to, what, about the 17?
They're picking up tempo.
He's going to get, I like it. I like the fast pace, kind of catch him off guard.
I mean, they've been doing it this whole time. I mean, they've been rushing every play so far. Matoaka came with an upbeat tempo, and it's working so far. I mean, they've gotten all the way down, punched it in, and they're already down to, what, the 17
they're
already?
17 yards away from doing it again.
I mean, you've already gotten into the red zone on 2 different drives, so
This is 2nd and 10 on the 17s. Clock still ticking. Around 11:10 to go of the half.
Field dropping back and putting some air under it. He's got a guy. And
Wow.
I thought he brought it down.
Me too. That was, I think he might have been out of bounds because he had it in his hands right there.
Man, show me his feet.
Yeah, I wish we had a replay. Where's the sideline cam? Because I think that, I don't know. I wasn't there right beside him to see, but that looked like a clean play to me. But again, I like that they're going for it. I like the deep pass. What we saw, you know, again, Dinwiddie ultimately ended up losing last week, but what made them so good is that you didn't know what they were going to do. Half the time they ran it, half the time they passed it, and like they would either do a little dump pass or they'd throw it 35 yards. You didn't know what was coming, you know?
But over the middle for both teams last week were wide open.
I mean, that last play that put him into the end zone for Prince George that made him win the game, I think that's going to be a jump. That should have been a jump on the left side, but it doesn't look like they're going to give it to him. Number 11 there is talking to the official, telling him it was a jump, but they're not going to throw the flag. That's going to be a 4th and 3 on what looks to be about the 11.
Yeah, 12. Just let me know if there's something left.
Timeout on the play.
Is going to be a timeout on Prince George. This is another interesting thing that I question about the coaching for Prince George is last week, by the time they got down to 4 minutes of the half or the game, they had already burned all their timeouts. And again, this is only the first timeout of this one. But hopefully that's not another trend, because last week when it came down to that final drive, is they had to make a play, spike it. Make a play, spike it. You know, it just puts added pressure, and ultimately, again, it worked. They won.
It takes downs away from you. It adds pressure. I mean, it also kind of makes you look a little either unorganized or unprepared that you have to keep burning all of your timeouts so early.
Right.
Every single time.
I think it's great gameplay by Matoaka, though, because they're like, all right, we're going to call 5, 6, 7 plays right here in the huddle. Right here, what they're talking about, if you see them in the huddle right there, I bet you they're figuring out what they're going to do this one, and then they're going to immediately hit you again with the second one, and what they're going to do right after that one. They're figuring it out so they don't have to do it. They don't have to take time out to communicate.
A good offensive coordinator is always 3 plays ahead. Whether this play could be designed to get you 8 yards, your next play is to get you 5 yards. And if it always comes out with more, that's a bonus, and you switch to what would have been the later play.
They're going to run it to the right side with a touchdown. That is going to be 12-0 at this point in the game.
2 very impressive up-tempo drives by Matoaka, leading in 6 points.
Yep. Let's see if they can get this extra point in this game, or this kick.
10:22 left in the second quarter. Matoaka lining up for the field goal. And that is Aiden Redmond getting ready to kick this.
Wow. It is no good.
Once again,
Prince George was able to get in there and put his hand on it. That looked like a good kick. He just got his hand right there, batted it away.
I believe that was Keandre Ruff that got in there and got a hand on it.
Again, we appreciate you guys for bearing with us through that audio issue. Again, it seems like it may be fixed at this point. Again, let us know what you're hearing. As long as it's good, we're going to keep running. But I know we had a little bit of issues there. We appreciate you guys sticking with us. This is the second week, obviously. Last week, I mean, it's kind of funny. We didn't know that we were going to be in the box until Wednesday. So the amount of time we've had to prepare has been very limited. We are very thankful and very lucky that everything went, smooth with no hiccups last week. Unfortunately, we're paying for that a little bit this week, but again, we appreciate you guys for sticking with us and stick around. This looks like it's going to be a good one. We'll see if Prince George can get on the board.
I want them to start rallying in the first half. You pitched a shutout and got it all together greatly for the second half of Dinwiddie, and then once again you come out here and you show your struggles early in the game. You've already called timeouts. You've already got 12 points dropped on you. You are blocking PATs, but you're not scoring.
All right. But again, that was I don't know if that's the game plan, because that was every game last year. Think about that Thomas Dale game when they played Thomas Dale in Chester last year.
It's how to make some moves. He's going to bring that up to about the 30, starting off a great field position for Prince George. Like you were saying, I mean, it's a repetitive thing. We saw it all last year. I mean, most of their wins were come from behind wins. The first time they took the lead last week against Dinwiddie was 17 seconds left in the ball game.
Yeah. But, as long as you're taking the lead at some point.
The W is the W.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 30 with just over 10 minutes to go of this half. Curtis Allen with a quick run to the right. Looks like he's going to get about 4 out of it. That's going to be a 2nd and 6. Curtis Allen doesn't seem to be slowing down, though. Again, we were worried about him last week due to the high ankle sprain or whatever that was that he had going on. But he's come out this week to show that was last week. We're back with no issues. He is going to run right into the back of his own guy.
That was a nasty fall, too. Oh. They're going to get him up. There we go.
I think that was when you saw him grabbing his helmet there. I think that was just frustration of...
Well, it was just a nasty way to fall, too. I mean, he got hit really awkwardly. And it was just ironically we're in the middle of talking about it, and I don't want to jinx the man. I hope he has a fantastic game today. But I asked his coach before the game, I was asking, how he felt because, concerned about him. You see somebody go down like that, and he said, "Oh, he's fine. Didn't even hesitate. Just shut it all day." He said, "No, he is fine. He is fine. You'll see." And
here he is. To hear Johnson running for his life in the background.
That's
He
a
is going to
fumble.
fumble the ball, and Matoaka is going to jump on it. What is he doing?
they whistled it dead. I guess he
Okay.
was already down before he fumbled the ball.
I was questioning what was happening. It kind of seemed like that might have still been a live ball. They're going to say it's 4th and 8 at this point.
Gave me flashbacks to Super Bowl 50.
Just dive on the ball, Cam.
Oh, that was a long night for
My
me.
man Jesse is a Panthers fan here. If you guys didn't know, that is a fun fact. Fumbled balls scare him because
Carolina, if you're listening, I will take Deshaun Watson. I will pay anything for him, too.
so that's going to be 4th and 8 with about 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go on the clock.
Look at the rub. This is not punt safe that Matoaca is running. They're bringing the heat.
Matoaka is saying a false start on Prince George. Yep.
They're right.
That's going to back them up 5. Again, last week I think they had 40 yards in penalties
That's
taken
not
against
bad.
them.
That's not bad. I mean, you want it to be 0.
Yeah.
But 40? We've seen it get up to 140.
Yeah, but I think as a coach, you don't want any. You want to play a good, smooth, clean ball game.
Oh, what a move.
What a move! Ultimately, going to get taken back down where he started.
Suplex.
Big slam. I think that right there is Prince George saying, "Hey, we might be down, but we ain't out."
No, sir. We're still standing right here, and there's a lot of ball game left. 8:35 actually left in this second quarter.
That's going to put Matoaka with the ball on looks to be about the 37. I'd like to see one of those deep passes connect. Matoaka is showing you that they're trying. They want it.
Matoaca is bringing pressures, and when pressure comes, middle is open.
Yeah.
I mean, it's undoubtable. I mean, Dinwiddie was wide open in the middle last week because they had their middle linebacker QB spying so hard that he was actually rushing.
There's going to be a 1st and 10. They're saying the 43.
He's putting air under.
He's going to pass it to the right side. He's going to get it. Wow. End push there. They're going to take it up to about the 47.
That was Troy Lewis for the Warriors on that reception.
Ball about the 46-yard line of the Royals.
Field hands it off. Looks like they're going to get about 1, maybe 2.
Yeah, I think they're going to give him 1 out of that. Take it up to, looks to be about the 46. There's 8 minutes and 2 seconds to go of the half.
It's been a fast half, but it's been Matoaca with these up-tempo drives. They've been hitting you with a lot of runs. They get a little quick passes over.
It's what we always talk about. Matoaka's playing a 6-yard game. 6 yards here, 6 yards there. Next thing you know, you're in the end zone, and they've done it twice. They've had the ball twice, and they've scored twice.
And they've already crossed over into enemy territory.
They're
real
going to
early.
toss it again to the left side for a big run. He's going to get taken down. They're going to call a horse collar on Prince George. That's going to give them an extra, 10 yards?
That was Jacob Coleman for the Warriors on that reception. And he did, they slammed him down by his horse collar.
I think it's one of those things in high school football. I think these refs look at it as like, hey, we don't want to throw the flag. We want you to play ball. But if you cause the flag, we've got to throw it.
But now I got to ask your personal opinion. Horse collaring and suplexing. Now, which one would you rather throw a flag for?
I look at the rule book. I try to look at things. I understand what you're saying, but there's ultimately nothing in the rule book telling you that you can't do that. It is unfortunate. You are taking him down aggressively, but there's nothing saying you can't. In the rule book, there is saying you can't grab him by the collar.
Let J.J. Watt do that to Aaron Rodgers, and I guarantee you they throw a flag on it.
Yeah.
But
That's the NFL, you know. Like this is high school kids who are out here to show what they got, you know. And again, you don't want to throw the flag, and I don't even think that they got anything out of that. I don't see where they gained any yards. There's another flag on the play.
Ball handed to number 3 across the right side.
Wow. There's a fumble, but Prince George says that they have it.
he looked like a pinball going through. I mean, he got hit. And there's not many fans here, but when you hear the amount here and they all go, ooh, at the same time.
Yeah. I'm curious on what they call here because Prince George seemed to believe that they had it, but they're not leaving the field, so.
Once again, I guess they're going to rule him down.
They're going to say false start on the offense.
So it was a dead play anyway.
So that's going to back them up 5. That'll put them on the 32. Be 1st and 15 on the 32. 6 minutes and 41 seconds to go. Matoaka in shotgun formation to do a handoff to the middle.
That was
There's
Cameron Johnson.
another
once again.
flag. 3 plays, 3 flags.
In a very decorated drive. They just giving away party favors in this first half.
I mean, I take back what I said about the refs letting them play, because this is a lot. This is going to be another one on Matoaka. It's going to back them up 5 again. This is going to be a 1st and 20 on the 37 now.
Yeah, they're starting to let them pile up a little early. And I mean, look at the field position they've lost. I mean, they're 15 yards farther back than 1st and 25. You're all the way back to your 45. Nope, sorry, 40. Gotta make it all the way to the 16-yard line for a first down.
This is where you kind of got to change your scheme up a little bit because they've been playing a 6 yards, 6 yards, 6 yards. Well, 6 yards and 6 yards and 6 yards doesn't even get you a first down right now.
Nope.
So you've got to kind of change how you're playing. They are going to toss it to a screen to the right side, and he's going to drop.
Toka looking a little befuddled right now. That's my word of the day.
Befuddled.
Befuddled.
Okay, I like it. That's going to be a loss of 1, I believe. That's going to,
Loss of 3.
a loss of 3.
Second and 28.
It's a little short, you know. Extra long.
That's the long.
This is what you want if you're Prince George's defense, though.
This is what's going to start fueling your fire.
Right.
You're
And
pushing
then-
them back out of scoring position. You got them all the way almost back to midfield, and they're going to run it on 2nd and 28.
I never understand that call, honestly. I never understand when you need a long. Obviously, they're anticipating a pass, but you
Got to do it.
got to do it. You've got a lot of ground to make up because now you're looking at 3rd and 28 on the 44. So I mean,
Looks like you were talking about that Patriots way of 6 here, 6 there. I mean, that was the New York Giants way. We need 30 yards. Let's pass it for -2.
yeah. Trust me, I know. I watched them all.
And another run on 3rd down.
And they're going to get stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
Ooh.
That quarterback is taking a hit. That's going to back them up
That's Quentin Johnson once again, but
all the way to their own 45.
they got pushed out of their own territory.
Wow.
They legit got pushed out of their own territory from penalties and loss of plays.
Sorry, 49.
You went from a field goal situation, possibly if you can get a few yards, to now you have to
They
punt
were in
the
the red zone. Now it's 4th and 34. Backed up to their own 49.
This is not the way Matoaka was playing this game at first.
But that's the spark Prince George needed.
Yes.
That, like I said, in all the games we've watched of them last week, they were doing the same thing where they were kind of at a dud until that weird punt knee situation, which gave them life.
Great punt.
It'll be first and 10 Royals on their own 20.
Yeah, I was watching the punter before the game, and I mean, he was standing on the 50, kicking it into the end. I mean, beautiful punts, all pre-game. So
Yeah.
that is one plus they do have for a stalled drive.
Yeah. At least special teams will keep you in it, and you know anybody who knows something will tell you special teams will win you ball games. If special teams can get it going, then you'll win. But
I've heard the quote: "A quarterback is only as good as his kicker."
yeah, because he needs you to bail him out.
Tom Brady's
And
first
they did
Super
in
Bowl
that
was a kicker.
situation.
Put it all on Adam Vinatieri, I believe. Ooh,
Whoa, it looks like there's a lost helmet. Curtis Allen is going to take it up.
Curtis
say about
Fulton Jr.,
3.
you need to pick your helmet up, brother. Yeah, I think he has to come out for a game.
Yeah, he was slow getting to it. I think he took
Play.
a big hit.
Yeah, he's got to come out for a play, and I'm pretty sure they're going to want to check him out, too. They don't play about anything around the head anymore when it comes to football at any level.
It's a 2nd and 7 on their own 23 with just over 3 minutes to go of the half. Clock still ticking.
Prince George lining up under center. Gives it to Allen. Straight up the middle.
Cut over to the left side. He's going to get it up to looks to be about the 47 or 44.
That was a great run by Curtis Allen to set them up with what's going to be. You want this to be the last drive of the half. You want to go out
For
with
sure.
getting points. You don't want to give them the ball back at all. So they need to take these 2 minutes and 52 seconds, and they need to march it down the field.
Yeah, the game plan here is to keep the ball in their hands, run it up the middle, run it to the sides. Curtis Allen to the right again. He's going to stay on his feet, take a big hit. No, I'm mistaken. That was not Curtis Allen. But he's going to go to the right side, take a big hit. But yeah, just keep the ball in their hands. They've still got 2 timeouts if they need them when they get down closer to the end zone.
I want to say that was William Headley. Willie Headley. For Prince George on that run right there.
It's a
Haven't seen
2nd
much
and
running
2
down
on
here.
40 on the opponent 49. So they have crossed over into enemy territory.
There you go.
There is a flag on the play. I believe that's going to be on Prince George. You look like that lineman kind of got a little aggressive there on the line.
Well, Willie Headley, once again, we didn't see any of him, I believe, last week against Dinwiddie. And now they've been fed him back and back on back plays. He's checking out now. Curtis Allen coming in.
So that's going to back him up 5.
Clock is right at 2:06 left in this first half. Ball on the 49-yard line.
Concession stand is now 30. Hot chocolate, coffee, french fries.
Oh, they're backing it up. I didn't see the penalty. Did you see the penalty?
Yeah, it was a hold on the line. When it was an aggressive hold when that defensive lineman for Matoaka tried to rush through. The offensive lineman just kind of grabbed him, held him a little long, and then kind of slammed him down. It looked like a little bit of taunting too, because he stood over him for a second, you know. But
Who was it? Juju over Cedric Benson
Yeah.
on Thursday Night Football that time. That was so legendary. They made that into iPhone covers.
this is where those timeouts come into play, because now it's 1 minute and 53 seconds to go, and they can
Regroup.
slow it down.
Yep.
Kind of talk about it, figure out what your next move is. We appreciate everybody for being here. Keep following us this season. As of right now, we know we will be here for all of the home games. The away games are questionable at this point. Next week is an away game at Colonial Heights. We will be here for Prince George at every one of their homes. We will keep you posted. Like and follow, share, but just like us, follow us, make sure that you can see if we're going to be live next week or not. We will keep you posted on the Facebook.
middle once again to Curtis Allen. And he finds room. He's got a blocker.
Big run up to the right side. He's going to stay on his feet all the way until it looks to be about the 16-yard line,
Any
maybe the
guesses
15.
to his blocker on that play?
Who is that?
His brother, Chris Allen.
I'm going to lead the way for you, little bro.
Chris Allen leading the way for Curtis Allen. Marching it all the way down into the red zone. Got Willie Headley in the backfield again. And he gets it, bounces it to the right. Almost caught the sideline. Did he
Stays
get
on
it?
his feet. Wow, they're going to say he was...
I was gonna say it looked like he just stepped out before he tried to
Yep.
dive in. He was just out of bounds right there. Great
That's going to
effort,
give them
though.
first and third. 3 yards to go, 1 minute and 21 seconds to go of this half. Let's see if they can punch it in. Again, the weird, offensive play between Matoaka set them up to give them a little bit of life.
Curtis Allen checking back in the back, and he gets it, bounces it to the right side once again. He gets the
Walks
corner.
on in. That is a score for Prince George.
That's
Curtis
exactly what I'm
Allen.
saying. Look how much time they did run off clock. There's 1 minute 15 left. It's 12-6 now, pending this point after.
I do believe Matoaka has all their timeouts though. So it's not a pressure-free situation, but you feel better putting some points on the board for
You
sure.
want to go out there and score some points. You don't want to be shut out in the first half. You want to go out there, get a little confidence, give something to coach to actually be happy about when he's not yelling at you during halftime. Kick is up.
And it's good.
I tell you, they are so far perfect on their point after attempt.
So that makes it a 7-12 ball game with 1 minute and 15 seconds to go with Matoaka Warriors on top.
Again, just a reminder, there are hot items in the concession stand this evening.
Man, what a better night it is tonight than last week, isn't it? For those of you who watched last week, no, but those of you that didn't, it was pouring rain and it was freezing cold. I am surprised that both teams were able to play the way they played in those conditions, especially being the first game back in a year and a half.
Well, it's like I said, even the passing yards, go back to that. Tahir Johnson had 217 passing yards on 29 attempts, and he got 15 of them,
Right.
which puts him just above 50% completion rating. But he did that in the cold rain.
Yeah, I mean, it was raining.
I'm surprised they're not letting him get it back in his hands tonight.
Me too, because they had some good passes. Again, him and Stephon Hicks hooked up for 109 yards. You
Crazy.
can't ask much more than that.
The onside kick.
Or a squid kick right up to the middle.
Bring it up to about the 43-yard line. Dinwiddie's got 1 minute 10 to work with in this. I mean, Matoaka has 1 minute 10 to work with in this half. I apologize. Still running on last week a little bit.
There's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 41.
And he connects.
Good pass to the right side. He's still on his feet, gets taken down around the 39-yard line.
That was Troy Lewis on that reception from Matoaka. Great hookup. I mean, he was wide open.
It'll be first down Warriors.
That's what I'm saying. You can't count him out yet because the clock's still going, just under a minute. But again, I believe they've got all their timeouts.
But they have got this up-tempo down, and look at that.
Another screen pass. He's only going to get maybe one out of it. But yeah, like you said, this up-tempo, keep it moving.
At the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be a 2nd and 10 with 40 seconds to go.
And they did just take one of their timeouts there.
We'd also like to thank Luca's Italian Restaurant for providing.
Talk some things over, try to slow it down a little bit on this second down. But like I was saying, I mean, with the weather being so much better, the field is 1,000 times better. The quarterback might actually be able to set his feet and actually be able to throw this week. And I think it's been pretty much half the attempts that it would have been last week so far.
Yeah. I think they're just trying to play. I think part of the fear is that they turned the ball over so many times last week that they're trying to have a little better ball control, that I think the game could have progressed differently had they not turned it over so many times. So maybe this ball security, I don't know.
One problem with that is they had one interception. The rest of them were fumbles.
Yeah. I think right now they're just talking to their defense saying, hey, stay in it, you know?
Look
You
where you're
can
at.
stop
Know the
them.
situation. You can come right back out, get a touchdown, and take the lead as long as you can make a stand here.
So that's going to be
Sorry, we had a guest.
2nd and 10 on the 39-yard line. They did just get a little bit of time, so it takes it up to 45. Looks like there might have been a little clock mismanagement there.
That field back in the shotgun. Drops back.
Just missed his guy. Threw it a yard or two behind him.
Looks like they were on different pages there.
Yeah, I think that receiver was supposed to cut back a little sooner.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was just a missed shot, you know?
Yeah, Field definitely thought Trey Wills was supposed to cut back there. Trey, it looked like he thought he was supposed to just go on a go route. See if they can regroup on 3rd down. And they do. And they connect.
Quick pass complete out to the right side.
They're going to take that up to looks to be about the 24-yard line.
They went to Troy Lewis on that play. They've been going to him a few times this game.
30 seconds to go of the half on the 25.
Fields dropping back. 3 straight passes. Screen to Jacob Coleman. He is thrown out of bounds.
Inbounds.
That's a good play by Coleman, though, to go out of bounds.
That'll be
But
timeout.
why is the clock not
Matoaka.
stopped?
Maybe he must have went down inside because, yeah, they just used another timeout from Matoaka. So that makes it 11 seconds
That's the
to
third
go.
Gain of about 8. It'll bring up 2nd and 2.
What are we looking at here? About the 24-yard line?
Yeah, you got one play here, unless it's an incomplete pass. or-
Right. Or, I mean, they're going to take 2 shots at the end zone. Already up, you know?
They just went on 3 back-to-back passes, and 2 of them worked, and one of them would have worked greatly as well if Trey Wills would have and David Field would have been on the same page. They'd have definitely hooked up on that first pass.
Just so you guys know, in 11 seconds, we will go to halftime. With that, Jesse and I will take a quick break, and we'll be back in about 12 minutes. There's going to be a 2nd and 2 on the 24-yard line with 11 seconds to go of the half.
13 seconds left.
Like I said, now they're saying 13 seconds. It looks like it's, again, probably going to be two shots at the end zone. I believe they still do have 1 timeout.
If I am Matoaka right now, I'm hitting the receiver upright. And I'm telling him, I'm hitting him short, and I'm hitting him quick, and I'm telling him to go out of bounds. That gives me a much easier shot to hit the middle for the touchdown. And that is
That's what they
exactly
did.
what they're doing. Hitting the corner. Got it.
Wow. They're going to take that up.
That's a touchdown.
Wow.
Beautiful reception by
Beautiful
Troy
play
Lewis.
calling. That was nice.
Just trying to be like you.
You know? You can try. But
There's only one king of the jungle. Huh?
yes, that is a fact.
Matoaka is set to go for 2.
That takes it to 18-7.
That is
And what
nuts.
it would be very funny and very weird is if they make this. Are they going for an extra point? Or are they
Going
going
for
for
2.
2? I was about to say, that would put them in the exact situation they were in last week.
Whoa!
We are going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Matoaka Warriors 2-point conversion is no good. As we come back up the field, is now Matoaka 18, Prince George 7.
We are apologize for that. We had somebody go down in the box here. It looks like they are going to kick back off. It's saying 0 on the clock, so I'm curious on what.
8 seconds left.
Is that 8 seconds?
Yes, sir.
Sorry.
They did a kick to try to just let the clock run.
Yeah, we apologize for that abrupt stop. We had somebody go down in the box here. We were trying to just make sure everybody was okay. Again, as we said, when it does hit halftime, we are going to take a quick break. We'll be back in about 12 minutes. Stick with us. Again, get your food, get your drinks. Come back and hang out.
You just come out here and you just kneel the ball. I mean, that what just happened is not what you wanted to happen at all. You gave Matoaka the ball back with 1:15, and they take 1:10 off.
5 seconds to go on your own 28. I kind of agree with you. Just get out of here. I mean, look at the way this defense is set up. They're expecting a big pass here.
Oh, they only rush 3. You give it to Allen. He runs it up the middle. He's going to be stopped, and that's going to be the end of the first half.
What a hit by Allen, though, right there at the end. I don't know if you saw him, but he ran right over
He laid the
that
wood.
corner.
They're over there talking about it a little bit.
Your score, Matoaka Warriors 18.
With that, the score is 7-18 with Matoaka on top. We will take a short break, and we will be right back.
We are back for the second half of the Prince George Matoaka game. As of right now, the score is 7-18 with the Warriors on top. We have a weird situation going on. We had a scary situation right before the half. Somebody went down. There's a bunch of people in the box here with us. I'm going to give you the full warning that if we have to take a quick intermission, the video will still be going. The audio may stop. It doesn't seem like that's going to be the issue or be the case, but just giving you the warning if it does. But as of right now, we've had a good game. We've got some stats here. We've got, Curtis Allen is still doing his thing. Last week he ended the half at 111 yards.
Something like that, I believe so. Or no, I think it was just under. I think he was right at 94 yards for the half.
Sorry, like I said, there's a lot of people in here. There's a lot of commotion. But yeah, Curtis Allen this game so far has 13 rushes, 107 yards. William Headley, he has 27 yards for 3 carries. They're still playing good ball. Jalen Banks has a catch for 19 yards. Tahir Johnson, this is what we were talking about last week, though. Before the half, is that Tahir Johnson was throwing the ball a lot last week.
Yes.
This time, he's only thrown the ball 5 times, and he's only connected for 2 of them so far.
But it almost makes you feel like you're almost just kind of matching energy at this point. You were slinging it with Dinwiddie, and now you're coming out here and you're just pounding it against Matoaka.
So Matoaka catches the ball on the kickoff and takes it up to looks to be about the 39-yard line.
Gets out to about the 39-yard line. It'll be first and 10. Warriors.
Like I said, I'm curious to see what happens here. I'm curious on what Matoaka's plan is. Are they going to pass it a little more this time? Or are they not? Are they going to keep doing what's worked? Are they going to keep playing this fast tempo? And what is Prince George going to do to adjust? Like I said, we're sorry for any background noise. There is a lot of people in this box. More than normally. There's 3 of us, and there's probably about 14 of us right now. So we apologize if you're hearing any background noise, but we're going to try our best to keep pushing through. Looks like Matoaka is going to run it up about 4 yards, and take it up to the 42-yard line. 43 is what they're giving him. So there's going to be a 2nd and 6 on the 43.
Field takes it, and it is immediately met. He tries to bounce it to the outside, and just that Prince George front is way too mean. I mean, it looks like they sent everybody on that. That was a house.
Yeah, Prince George, I believe of 11 guys, they sent 8 right there at least.
Every bit of it. I mean, they sent everybody on that one. They did not fool anyone with the shotgun formation.
So that's going to take them back to about the 38, 39. It's going to be a 3rd and 10 again on the 39-yard line. Warriors in shotgun formation again. They are going to pass it up to number 11 for a big gain. Takes it up to, looks to be about the 46-yard line in the enemy territory. That is a first down for the Warriors. And that's exactly how you want to start if you're coming out. They had a lot of success passing the ball there towards the end of the half. I think that they keep rolling with it. If you're passing the ball very well, then just keep passing it.
I mean, they went 4 straight attempts on the last one, and they scored a touchdown. So your game is passing. They practiced it all before the game, and here they go again. Look, slings it.
Wow.
And that is a reception once again by Jordan Robinson. He has had a busy night with a touchdown already in the first half. Clock winding down to 9 minutes and 51 seconds in this 3rd quarter.
So again, Tahir Johnson is 2 for 5 passing the ball tonight. With those 2 completions right there, that puts Matoaka 10 for 12.
See? Matoaka came with some air under the ball today. I mean, 10 for 12, that is fantastic so far.
For sure. They are going to run it up, and they're going to get a first down out of it. They're going to get up about 3 yard line, or 3 yards.
For another Warrior first down.
So it's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 35. It is still a 7-18 game, but Matoaka is moving the ball. They're getting down the field.
They haven't showed any problems with doing that so far. It's just that one drive where you took 4 penalties and 2 tackles for a loss and it pushed you all the way out of your own territory. But that was a fantastic run.
Nice little sweep run to the left. I think he's going to get another first down out of that. It looks like he got 11 out of it.
4. That'll be a first down Warriors.
Once again, Jordan Robinson on the run there. Had Darian Ivory check out on PG's defense.
Again, sending the house, leaving almost nobody in the back. Luckily, they had a free safety there to catch him.
I saw literally about 3 missed tackles on that one. The corner blitz, I mean, he completely missed it. He got fooled quick by the QB keep.
That's going to take him up to the 4 yard line. This is a 1st and 4.
Once again, we appreciate you guys bearing with us. We know there was a lot of audio going on in here. Guy fell down some steps. He is okay. They did get him out of here. I'm just very grateful we had an injury up here way faster than we had one down there. But
yeah.
Dead ball.
And luckily nothing serious. Again, he came out of here. He does seem to be all right. We had the ambulance in here, a few medics, but it seems like he kind of went out on his own accord. They had a cart, I would say.
Stair chair.
A stair chair.
It leans back. It keeps you real stable.
But it sounded like he was making his way back to his own vehicle. So hopefully everything is all right. When you listen back to this later, Coach, that was the coach, by the way. It was a coach that was on top of our box. We've got maybe 12 stairs that takes you on top of the building, and unfortunately he took a tumble through those. So best, we hope the best for you. Hope it's nothing serious. And
not fooled at all. That was Quentin Johnson getting met quick before he even got back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to make him lose a yard or 2.
Gonna bring up 2nd and goal. About the 12.
Still 2nd and goal. 7:28 left on the clock in the 3rd quarter. Oh yeah, right there they are.
Yep, these are the stairs that we were talking about. Unfortunately, somebody took a tumble through those. Pretty scary situation. Again, we've got the box cleared at this point. Everything is okay, but we are sorry for that. Like I say, we know between the audio
Quick
earlier
pass
in
to
the
right.
game.
He's fighting for it, and I think he's got it. That's going to be Troy Lewis from Matoaka scoring another touchdown for them. That's going to make it 24-7 in this 3rd quarter with 6:57 still left in it.
Good pass, good read. I mean, Matoaka is just gelled right now. And again, for a team that hasn't played since November of 2019, it's like they came back with something to prove. Looks like they're going to go for 2 again.
Matoaka will go for 2.
And not having much success kicking the ball.
He's going to try to run it to the right side, and I do not believe he's going to get there.
Oh!
Little squabble here at the end of the play between a Prince George and Matoaka player.
See, that's twice that they've done the same play, it looked like. I could be wrong. But it looks like they've done the same thing for both two-point conversions. They overloaded so many blockers on the right side. And all it is a design QB keep to the right. And all he does is just run behind his blockers, and they are getting stood up. Prince George is very good about that when they're backed up in the red zone. They're really good about standing that offensive line up to close any hole. And that's just twice that they were not even able to get close to getting the 2 points.
I think it's questionable play calling on Matoaka's side for the sake of almost every play we watched on this drive. Prince George sent the house. They had 8 guys rush the middle. When they scored that touchdown, when they had this big play, it's them sweeping to these outsides.
Yep.
The outsides aren't as strong. Those corners and that free safety luckily made the tackle there close to the end zone, but they're tackling after a big game or a
if
big
your
game.
passing is as accurate as being 10 of 12, I don't know what it is offhand right at this second, but I mean, if your passing game is of 10 of 12, I'd give it a shot on the 2-point conversion,
Yeah.
honestly. I mean, if
Well, because
I'm a
look
coach,
at what got you into the end zone. A quick little screen pass to the right-hand side.
yeah. I mean, they're relying heavily on the up-tempo, and it's working. They're relying heavily on the passing game, and it's working. But for some reason, when they really need to get a play off, they don't go to what is working for them.
Prince George with a nice run. He's going to get it up to, looks to be about the 31-yard line, but it was a nice run across the field to not lose yardage.
Patient running.
Yeah.
Patient running. I mean, you've got to let your blockers develop. You've got to be able to read the field. I mean, if you try to rush into every kick return, I mean, you're just going to get mad at the 15-yard line.
For sure. So that's going to be 1st and 10 on the 31 with 6 minutes and 48 seconds to go of this third quarter. Prince George with the first time with the ball in this half.
They're going to send some pressure off that edge.
They have no safeties right now. If they throw to either one of those guys, they are wide open.
Got him.
Look at that. Throws the ball and makes a big gain. There was zero, I don't know if I was trying to point it out before that play took off, but there was 0 safeties in the back. They had everybody up front for that rush. What a good read by Tahir Johnson to hang on to the ball and wait for it to develop and wait for that receiver to make it down the field.
When the middle is open, attack it. That is going to help your running game, and that was Chandler Nunley with the big reception. He had to fight for a little bit, it looked like. Off of it, I think that was Chris Allen going a little deep.
It was a good play. Had they thrown it a little sooner, I think that they would have gotten that play a little, gotten him a little more open. But you're not mad. That's a good play.
I think Curtis Allen just runs it up the middle, and for a fantastic run to move the chains once again. That's back-to-back first downs for these Royals. See?
We've talked
The
multiple
pass
times.
just opened up
Yeah,
that play. They
right.
had to back some people up. They had to make their linebackers actually read the play first, and that gives your running back time and your blockers to get downfield and set something up.
You've got to be able to pass the ball to run the ball.
And they're going right back to it. He's
Curtis-
met immediately behind the line.
He kind of ran into his own guy there for a second, tried to get around him.
Really nice play out of nothing.
I believe that was Akari Haggard that pushed the offensive lineman back pretty good on PG.
Took it back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a 2nd and 10 on the 24. This Prince George sideline is getting into it. They're getting fired up. They're seeing some life out of their team.
Well, they know that they've got to keep trying to strike, or this game might just get out of hand too quick. I understand that they're a second-half team, but they're going to have to put some points on the board right now with this drive to try to keep up with what Matoaka is putting on them right now. I mean, it's 24-7, 5 minutes and 17 seconds left in the third quarter.
It's going to be 3rd and 2.
You've got to go punch this one in. You can't afford for this drive to stall.
This is one of those situations what we were talking about earlier about going for it on 3 and going for it on 4. This is one of those times where you got to go for it.
Well, if they kick the field goal earlier, it's 10-14. They don't get this. They do, though.
I believe they're going to get the first down by about a yard. They're putting together a good drive, and again, I think that could be the turning point. Get a little bit of confidence, keep it moving. Then you need your defense to step up, which they tend to do. They haven't this game. They've let up 24 points, but we've seen in past times, I mean, their defense can step up when they need to step up.
You're watching two different offensive strategies also. Like we said, Matoaka with the up-tempo, trying to catch the defense constantly off guard and unprepared. Prince George, they take their time. They're trying to wear down the defense with these longer, slower drives. You're going to wear down this defense. A lot of players play both sides in high school. You're going to also wear down their offense at the same time.
Yeah, so that is a timeout on Matoaka. Again, we want to thank you guys for being here with us. We know, I was trying to say earlier, we've had a little bit of technical difficulties with the sound, a little bit of unforeseen issues. You know, we weren't expecting to have 14 people in the box with us. As you can see with us right now, this is usually what it's like. Very quiet. It's just us. We've got a couple of people in here hanging out with us, but, you know, it's typically pretty quiet, and it got a little hectic there. We appreciate you guys sticking with us. That is going to be a 1st and 10 on the 13-yard line. I say pass the ball.
No doubt.
I say pass the ball. I think watch their safety situation. I don't know what formation the defense is going to go in here with Matoaka, but they are not playing their safeties. They're playing their safeties as rushers. Look, there's nobody in the backfield. There's nobody in the backfield. And this is how they have been almost every snap of this game.
Who drops back?
Nobody.
It's a 46.
Look, you've got two corners. You've got the two corners that run with the receivers, but nobody really playing the middle. Nobody playing that deep ball.
See, that's where I'd have my tight ends doing those shut blocks, where you come out, you first smack, and then you just take off in the middle of the field. I mean, that would work perfectly for this right here. I would have passed it on 1st down to give me 2 more downs to try to figure out if my running backs can get me there, or if I need to try to set up a screen on this here far side.
Yeah, I mean, you 2nd and 5 on the 5-yard line. Punch it in.
There he goes.
Right up the middle.
And I think he is just shy. I don't think he got there.
Wow, they're going to be inches away.
Once again, that was Willie Headley getting a whole lot of work this game.
It'll be 1st and goal, Royals at the 1.
That's going to be a 1st and 1. They're going to push it right in for a touchdown. 13-24. Let's see what happens with the extra point situation, but that's what you needed.
Whoa.
It looks like there might have been a flag. I think that's going to be a face mask on Matoaka.
There's some underlining emotions in this game.
There
We've
is.
seen a few little scraps, a few little scuffles, and I even thought I saw a helmet get ripped off earlier.
You did. That was not a dream.
Anytime I'm in the box, it's a dream, Bradley.
I like it. We're waiting to see what this flag is. That is going to be... Let's see.
Having a zebra meeting in the middle of the field.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on the Royals. That is going to take the touchdown away and back them up 10. Does that put them 1st and 11 now?
I believe so. Are they taking the touchdown? They are taking the touchdown away. I didn't know you could take the touchdown away on an unsportsmanlike.
They haven't taken it away. No, they're going for 2. Okay, so that
right.
that penalty. All right, yeah, all right. Woo.
What did that say?
That's going to put onto the end of the kick.
That's a dead ball.
Allen carries the ball across the right side.
They are not going to get the 2.
No.
That I wouldn't have gone for 2 there. I would have kicked the extra point because you're 100% throughout this season. Make it a 10-point game rather than an 11-point game, because I don't know why, but a field goal and a touchdown feels better than 2 touchdowns.
The only good thing is it's still just a 2-possession game. It didn't kick you back. It didn't. I mean, going for 2. That makes it 15 to. That's 24. It's still a 2-possession game.
Right. You still need a touchdown and a field goal.
Yeah.
You know.
And that would give you a 1-point lead, but. Yeah, either way, it would have still been a 2-possession game. I would have gone for the field goal there.
Yeah, questionable.
So instead of the kickoff being on the 40.
So with that penalty, that unsportsmanlike conduct, there will be no kickoff. The Matoaka Warriors will just start on the 40. I believe is what.
No, I think what's going to happen is they're going to back the kick up.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I think they're backing the kick up. The yardage gets tacked on to the kick, which is going to back the kick up.
Okay.
Which is going to help them give better receiving yardage. Or it's enforced on the kick. It should be enforced on the kick. I just don't know how they do it in high school. We're just trying to keep up with so many different levels of football.
He's going to hold the kick. No?
I think they have to squib it. I don't think he's allowed to use the holder.
Really?
Because of this unsportsmanlike.
That's an odd rule.
Oh, it was a drop kick. Great
Nice catch, though.
Great catch by Dominic Sharper.
Flags all over that play. Let's see. I mean, this has been a game littered with penalties.
It's been very decorated. Both teams have plenty of party favors to take home later.
Let's see what they're going to call here.
I don't think you should ever have to talk this much. I mean,
this is crazy.
So many people want to throw flags. I mean, it should be a...
I officially take back what I said earlier. It is not a just letting them play type game. This is we're gonna hold you accountable for your actions kind of game.
Personal
It's
foul.
a dead ball. Personal foul against the Warriors.
Personal foul on the Warriors.
Where does that put them with the ball?
Should bump them up 10 yards.
I mean, that should take them back 10 yards, right? I mean,
no, Prince George just got the ball. The penalty was on the Warriors.
oh, you're right. Yeah, sorry.
Take it back 15 yards from the spot.
They're going to walk it off. That penalty puts them into Matoaka territory.
No. Matoaka just received the ball.
What? Okay, all right. Now I am messed up.
Right,
Okay,
Prince George. Yeah, you messed me up. Prince George. I was like, oh, yeah, you're right, Jesse.
Well, at least I know you won't argue with me too much.
Yeah, no, Prince George hit a little squid kick right to Matoaka. He ran it up, personal foul, now puts them back. So what would have put them on like the 40-yard line now puts them back on their own 40.
Yes.
There we go.
I apologize. Thank you for sweeping and cleaning that one up for me. I do apologize.
We all make mistakes.
I mean, that's one tally mark to your 3 51-yard lines.
This isn't about me, Jesse.
Okay, well, you call me out? I'm just playing.
Here we go. The Warriors are going to start on the 40 and shotgun. They're going to pass to the right where he is by himself and going to run it up the sidelines to looks to be about the 45-yard line.
Jacob Coleman using the sideline to his advantage on that one. That may see.
That's what we're talking about. They're just sending everybody in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
They're sending everybody in the middle, leaving these ends open. And if you're going to do that, I just don't do that. You know, you've got 4 backs. Keep 2 of them to those sides. They're really just playing these corners, hoping that these corners are going to make the tackle, and they're not.
Everyone is pressed. I mean, everyone.
Look, you got 1
people were back.
Right. Wow, big run where he just ran through the Prince George line. That's going to be
powerful
another
line.
first down.
Right along the 30-yard line. Timeout, Prince George.
Prince George burning another timeout early in this second half. Well,
So-
not another, but I mean,
yeah,
it's just
the
a
first,
trending thing. It's
right.
the first of this game, but they do this. They did this last game where they burned up, I think, 2 of them in the third quarter last week. And in a game when you're down 11 points, you want to hold on to those to the very end, just in case.
It's questionable too because Matoaka doesn't really. I mean, they had a good pass and play right there, but it's not like they really have it together this drive. So just try to hang on a little longer, you know, save those timeouts for the end where you might need them.
And this is where your defense is flourishing. Maybe not this game, but this is where your defense usually flourishes. I mean, we saw them stand Dinwiddie up multiple times in the red zone last week.
For sure. So that's going to be a 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line. The score is still 24-13 with Matoaka on top. There is 3 minutes and 18 seconds left of this quarter. He's going to get it up. 2, bring up a 2nd and 8.
Clock winding down to right at 3 minutes.
We got 3 out of it, so it's going to be 2nd and 7. It's different from last game for what we were talking about. It just feels like a different scheme this week, you know, than what they had last week. Last week, if you watched Prince George's offense, their defensive backs stayed back.
Wide
Look,
open up the middle.
that's what happens. You've got to stay back.
They're going to take that inside the 10-yard line. Huge first down there that's going to put them right back to knocking on the door once again.
First and goal, Warriors.
Prince George is going to have to find something to try to slow down these Warriors. Got Wesley Bostic checking in for Prince George's defense.
He is going to be stopped way behind the line of scrimmage.
Up tempo didn't help, and that is Chris Allen with a huge tackle for a loss right there. Trying to help out the Matoaka Warrior. Look at that sportsmanship right there.
I love it. Hey, I know this is battle, man, but we're all out here for the game.
Clock winding down to 2 minutes left in the third. Gonna be a 2nd and long.
Looks like they're going to make it, a back to the line of scrimmage. It looked like he went backwards to me, but
I don't think
maybe
he
they,
ever made it back up to that, but
yeah, I don't know. It's still going to stay as 2nd and 10. Pass it to the right side.
tip.
Broken up right at the goal line.
Pass was ended for Jacob Coleman once again.
Hopefully Prince George, or for the sake of Prince George, hopefully they're starting to read those sides, you know. Matoaka, I think, has found their weak points, and that's hitting them on those ends right there at the point of going out of bounds, you know, and they're getting it. That time, I think Prince George is adjusting.
Prince George needs to start. I mean, they've got to start disguising looks. You've got to act like you're sending 8 and then back up. I mean, only send 4. They keep setting up the same ways, but they do the same things when they set up these ways. They don't try to disguise it or trick playing anything with their defense. It looks like that. It was not going to fool anybody on that jet motion there.
He is going to lose
That was-
5 out of that deal.
That was Lee Peterson on the huge tackle for a loss there. He is checking out. You got Dwayne Simpkins checking in.
Team is on the field for the Warriors.
Brody Early's also checking in for Darian Ivory.
We'll do about a 22-yard field goal.
They're going to go for the field goal with it's going to be about a 22-yarder. They haven't been good for the kick so far. Let's see. I think it's the right move. Your offense isn't moving right now. And it is not. Prince George is going to get the ball, and he's running it up to, looks to be the 28. Or sorry, no. I was looking at the wrong judge.
Yeah.
You're looking at the wrong judge. 22.
Stop following right now.
Always following. So with that, it's still going to be a 24-13 game. 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line with 36 seconds to go of the third quarter.
Questionable play calling. I mean,
With about 36 seconds to go in the third
it almost
quarter.
seems like you're overthinking things on both sides of the ball here. You're up by 11. Your passing game's working. You're deep into their territory. A turnover down there doesn't hurt you.
It puts you in a better position than you're in right now,
Most definitely does.
you know?
That's when I would have agreed with you on going for it right there.
I think they were trying to make it, you know,
3-possession game.
right, which is still would have been 2 touchdowns, but Curtis Allen is going to run it up and get 8 out of it.
It would have been a 2-possession game.
Right, it still would have been a 2-possession, but it would have been, yeah, I mean, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because even if they would have went up to 14, it would have been 2 touchdowns, but I mean, you're still 2 touchdowns up, you know?
Exactly.
So, I don't know. Just depends on how you look at it, I guess.
Prince George can roll with it with the clock winding down to 4, 3, 2, 1.
And they
just
get the
gets
playoff.
Tahir
So here
drops
Johnson
back.
is scrambling in the back. He's going to toss it up, and it's going to be just short.
Johnson's pass is
That was
incomplete.
Willie Jennings, the intended receiver. Johnson just didn't put enough on it for him.
I like the play, though. 2nd and 1, throw it deep. You know, I like the aggressiveness. I think they're anticipating a Curtis Allen run out the middle, you know, is what we see a lot. So I like the play.
And the numerous sponsors that help support our program. Thank you.
So with that, this will be the start of the 4th quarter.
Score still 13, Prince George, 24, Matoaka. Warriors on top here in Prince George. Like I said, a much better night weather-wise than it was last week against Dinwiddie. Switch sides of the field here.
So they're going to switch sides. I think this is where, if I'm offensive coordinator for Prince George, I'm running with old reliable here. I'm taking Curtis Allen to try to, you know, bounce it out to either side to try to pick up that first down, and then I'm passing again. You've got to open it up. And what is a little weird about it is that Prince George won the game for passing last week. You know, like, They
You didn't think they were going to at first.
no, I mean they had no passing game, and then 4th quarter last drive, they're
Electric. I mean, it was
Electric.
empty backfields. It was spikes
right.
just to stop the clock. I mean,
The passing works. They
Passing
just don't
works,
do it,
yeah.
and I don't understand that play call.
I got to get to hear more blocking. I mean, he can't keep running like I've said. I mean, Russell
Look.
Wilson's complaining now for not getting enough blocking up front.
Look, Curtis Allen's going to go backwards, and he is not feeling good about it.
Oh, you give it right back to him, man. Give it right.
4th and 2 this far into your own end zone, or
Yeah,
this
never
far.
mind. Forgot it was 3rd down.
It's going to be a 4th and 2 on the 21-yard line, and I think they are going to go for it. I say if you are going to go for it, then you give it right back to them. I don't know that it's the right play, but if you are going to go for it, give it to him.
Timeout Royals.
Timeout Royals. That's going to leave them with 1 timeout.
This is not the spot to go for it. Look how deep you are in your territory. You're already down by 11. You came back within, what was it, 5 minutes last week?
Let it happen. I think what they're worried about right now is that defense. Do you trust the defense enough to put them back on the field? They made a big stop on the last drive for Matoaka. Don't get me wrong. But they've also given up 24 points. So it's just who do you trust more?
On their 20-yard line.
Right, yeah. I mean, you're almost giving them the ball there, but
yeah, they're going to go for it. They're locked in with this decision here.
then I wouldn't have taken the timeout. If I was going to go for it, I mean, I would have, when Allen was emotional like that on the backfield, I would have just given it right back to him and let him use that aggression to push him forward. Now you've given him time to kind of take a breather. They are going to rush hard.
They're motioning him out. It's going to be a pass unless it's a direct. Nope, it's going to be a pass.
Look at Allen wide open.
He can't get there because he's running, and he does connect it.
He passes, and they're going to get a first down out of that, which only further proves the point. Pass the ball.
Yes.
Put the passing game as a part of your offense. It works.
But I'm not leaving Tahir back there by himself anymore. I mean,
Man, the guy, we saw that a lot last week. He runs for his life.
you've got to set your feet and be able to square your shoulders and
I don't put the blame on him.
No.
Honestly.
No. You've got to work up a better blocking scheme for this man. Look at him. He didn't even get to drop back. And he almost still hits it. I mean, imagine if he was actually able to set his feet and actually read the field.
So that's going to make it a 2nd and 10 on the 32, 10:58 to go in the game.
Man doesn't have enough time to look at his first progression before he has to take off.
If you saw Tyree in the middle, or not Tyree, I don't even know where I got that from. If you've got Curtis Allen in the middle, he was wide open. He had a corner probably 10 yards ahead of him. Tahir's going to drop back to pass again.
They didn't look like they were on the same page. I think the pass was intended for Stephon Hicks once again, but it didn't seem like they were on the same page.
So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10 on the 32.
Even though he didn't complete it there, he actually had time to set his feet and actually put a good spiral on the ball. I mean,
For sure.
if him and Hicks were on the same page, they had a very high chance of connecting.
It was great coverage.
Great coverage.
There wasn't a whole lot open. I think that was, although he had a little bit of time, I think he was forcing a play because there really wasn't nothing open, you know?
Well, they know they have to pass it on this drive because this is a little bit of an up-tempo drive for PG here. You need to go down and put points on the board so you can breathe a little bit and know that you only
Look at
have
number
to score
12.
time.
Look at number 12. And up. They're going to go for a run, but number 12 was by himself, and that further brings up the point. I think they're going to get that first down.
That wasn't a run, by the way. I know you weren't looking at it.
Sorry, yeah, I was watching the defense.
He scrambled. Once again, he didn't have time to even really set his feet. He had to take off and make something out of what he was given.
Give that man time. He's making big plays because number 12 was up 20 yards or so, and he ran straight up and then cut over to the right and was wide open.
Dustin Westine is who you're talking about.
They're going to try to rush. PG is going to make it up about 4 yards.
Also about 4 yards shy of midfield as the clock winds down to 10 minutes left in this ball game.
It was Healy with the carry.
It's going to make it about a, 2nd and 5? 2nd and 6?
Tahir is in the shotgun formation. I would watch this receiver on your left. And he's going to get the first down.
Stephon Hicks once again
Takes it up to the 47.
I don't know if you noticed, but Willie Headley was the back beside him during pre-play. He took off just straight up the middle and turned around. He was wide open right there in the middle. It was just a little dump pass he could have hit, little perimeter play.
He found his man, though. Him and Hicks have a good relationship. You know, they've got a good thing going on the passing game.
What did they hook up for last week?
109. Tahir's going to run it up 5 yards.
Once again, that's him making something out of what he had. I mean, he was running for his life there. These are not designed QB runs, I promise you.
But I do believe that they're designed passes, and that makes me believe.
The Allen brothers checking in.
There we go.
Yeah, Headley and Hicks checking out. Also, nope. I was going to say I thought Javon Davis Lee was going to check out also. But
this is going to be an Allen run.
Oh, no doubt.
Watch, look, they know that. Look at this defense right now. You've got one safety playing it safe. You've got two corners that stayed back. Everybody else rushed. Allen's going to take it up maybe a yard.
Bring up 3rd and short.
Another Royals first down. They'll bring up 3rd and
Here fixing his shoe lace. Man's about to run out of his shoes here, Brett.
It's fast. It's going to be 3rd and 1 with 8 minutes and 38 seconds to go.
Let me see why the whistle was blowing, but there we go.
Here under center.
Allen takes it.
Allen up the middle, and he's not going to get it. He is still on his feet.
Great block by Tahir there.
Wow, and he does get it. I was mistaken. He takes it up.
About the 23-yard line, I
Wow.
believe.
Let's talk about that, though. We saw a big hurdle out of Allen last week.
Yes.
That man is not scared to get up and over you. If he sees the opportunity, he's going to execute on it.
He's never been scared to do it.
No.
And he's checking out now to get a little breather.
That was Curtis Allen. When you watch back on that one, man, that was such a good play. Like, you were going down there and you were able to stay on your feet and swing it around for a big play. That's what you do when you have to carry when you have to, I don't want to say it like that, but carry the team, especially if you're going to pull Hicks and them out of the game or out of the play.
Almost intercepted by Cornell Allen on the Warriors side. Tahir trying to put a little air under it. He was aiming for the goal line on that one.
He put some speed on that one. That was a bullet.
Yeah, it was. He throws a pretty ball. It's
Yeah,
tight.
he does.
Like I said, I just wish I could watch him when he actually has a great blocking in front of him, where he actually can get his feet set. Lining up under center once again. Defense creeping on up. Hard run by Headley. I think he gained about 5 on that play.
There you go. 3rd and 5. It's going to take him up to the 21. As you were saying a minute ago, Headley is definitely, he stepped in. I like this. So last year they had a good Sidney Rose, Curtis Allen 1-2 punch,
there,
right? And this year I think they're trying to work that into the scheme.
So you can't just keep forcing Allen to keep taking it,
No.
taking it, especially when Headley is doing great this game. I believe he got the first touchdown.
There you go. Running to the left side. He's trying to stay in bounds. He's going to
Go out right about the 4-yard line.
wow, just a little short.
That's going to be a first down for Prince George, though. Clock ticking. It stopped right now at 6 minutes and 49 seconds. It's going to be 1st and goal, 4 to go for the Royals. Willie Headley is having himself a game tonight so far. We're here lining up on the center. Curtis Allen in the back.
Hand off to Curtis Allen across the right side.
I think the game's maybe
Take it
one
down
on that.
around the goal line. We'll bring up second and goal from about the 2-yard line.
They're going to say 2nd and 2. If you watch this corner receiver situation here,
Yep.
they're getting handsy. I think there should have been a flag on that play.
Johnson carries the ball up the middle.
And Johnson takes it himself
Touchdown.
for a Royal touchdown. That is going to make it 19-24 pending this field goal or 2-point, depending on what they want to do. But right now,
In
they're
this
down
situation, now I'm going for 2 because I want to make it a field goal game. Because if you miss it here,
5. It's still a touchdown
It's-
to actually get the lead.
right, you're in the same position as if you were to go for the extra point.
Yep, I agree with you here. This is a perfect situation to go
Yeah.
for it. I'm not going to argue. Got it.
And he's in for 2. That makes this a 3-point game. 24-21 with 6 minutes and 17 seconds to go.
And here Johnson connects with Willie Jennings for that 2-point conversion.
Wow. This is almost the exact scenario they were in last week, where they were down by just a couple of points with about 6 minutes to go. There was a lot of weird things that kind of led to them ending up scoring a last-minute touchdown. They scored with 17 seconds left on the clock. With, a beautiful pass that put them up over the top.
This is back-to-back. Last week, they never took the lead until that. Right now, they haven't had the lead, but they're 3 points away.
Yeah.
So-
Prince George is... I think that they hold all their tricks for the fourth quarter.
They definitely don't hold their timeouts for the fourth quarter.
No, I think they've got 1 left.
1, I think. I don't know if they burned that one yet. I would hold on to that thing like it was the golden ticket to Willy Wonka's chocolate factory.
You need Prince. You need your defense to step up. And if you're Matoaka, this is where you
Pass the ball.
yeah. Watch the rush. Use the rush against them.
Don't try to just beat clock out. If you try to beat clock out with this drive, Prince George is going to use this momentum to try to go down the field once again. I promise you.
Ooh.
This is not how you want to start it off. Yeah,
He's going to go down on the 20-yard line. So, to touch on what happened last week real quick, just to what the situation that put Prince George in the lead. They were down by 15 points. Dinwiddie went 3 and out, tried to kick the punt. Or no, sorry. Prince George went 3 and out, tried to kick the punt. Am I right?
You were right the first time.
All right.
So they went 3 and out, and the long snapper all night for Dinwiddie was snapping low, and when he received the ball in the snap, his knee touched the ground. And in high school, no matter what, if your knee touches the ground and you have the ball in your hands, you are down.
So that put him at 4th down, putting Prince George 17 yards away from scoring a touchdown, where they ended up punching it in. And
Like I said, they're going to run it to the left. If the plan here is to try to run the clock out, I don't see it working. I want to put some air under this ball, and I would have done it first thing first. I would have sent it long. I mean, first play. If that didn't work, we can talk about it.
right. They're gonna get him with the second. They're gonna shoot for it
But it's more expected now.
for sure. But look at their defensive situation. They've got a couple backs that might hang back, but it looks like a whole lot of rush. Look at that middle.
So now it's going to be 3rd and long.
3rd and 9 on the 22.
So that's what I'm saying. If you pass it on the first one and it doesn't work, what I would do, I would have passed it on first. I would have lined up in second on the second play, and it would have just been a draw. I would have drawn it.
Yeah.
See what I could have got out of it and set up probably.
Hit him with the
easier
screen
for
at
him.
least.
The screen at least. I mean, all of this field right here on this side, I would be using that ring. It's going to be blown dead.
There's a flag, and that quarterback took a shot after the play.
He tried to stop. I just think his momentum kept him going forward. But that looked like Jacob Hill for Prince George.
False start on the offense. That's going to back them up 5. Make this a 3rd and 13, 3rd and 14.
Passing on first down sound a little better to you now?
Whew. I think you're wearing the wrong headset, Jesse. Let's put you an offensive coordinator headset on and see what you got.
All right, I'm going to go up to the top of the box. Y'all have a good night here with Bradley for the rest of the night.
So it's going to be 3rd and 14 on the 17. 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go.
And he's just going to air it. He's
Just overshot him. I mean, it was in his fingertips and just overshot him. So that's going to be a 4th and 14. They're going to be no choice but to punt the ball here, which is the perfect situation for Prince George. 5 minutes and 25 seconds to go. They've been playing this game all night long where it's the slow haul, you know?
Yeah. Poor Troy Lewis. He gave it everything he had to try to reel that one in.
Flag on the play.
There is a flag on the play. Let's see what that's on.
Legal substitution against the Royals.
There's an illegal substitution on the Royals, which will back them up 5. Make it a 4th and 9.
It'll be a 5-yard penalty, and we will replay 4th down to be 4th and 10.
4th and 9. High snap, but he's able to get it in a
Great
beautiful
punt.
kick. Going to
Allen
take it up to
fields
the
it.
35. Allen is going to run it up to about the 46.
Yep.
For our own side of the field, it'll be 1st and 10 Royals.
Going to be an 11-yard return on that, which is pretty good. Setting them up for great field position. They're 4 yards away from crossing over into enemy territory. You need 3 to tie it. I don't think they're doing it.
No.
7 seconds to go.
Well, they have never done it. I don't think once we've seen them go for a 3-point field.
No. That's one thing I will say that I like about Prince George is that they go for the win. You know, they very rarely, we've seen them go to overtime once last year.
But sloppy first half play isn't going to help you against teams like Dale, like
Right.
Hopewell, like Bird. It's not going to happen. You've got to play 4 quarters of
So
football.
here Johnson throws it to that left side,
That's the Hicks.
and he's going to go out of bounds on looks to be about Matoaka 45.
Stephon Hicks, once again, his favorite receiver.
Second down and a
He's
yard to
checking
go.
out now. You got Willie Jennings checking in.
Keep that man in. Well, I guess,
The Warriors.
Let him breathe.
yeah.
He'll meet you down
Johnson's going to stay under center. Give it to Allen to a run to the right. Somebody has lost their helmet.
there. That's his brother.
Wow. That was a big play. I don't even.
His brother will risk life and limb
Wow.
to block for his brother. I swear.
They're going to take it up to the 20, but what is that?
They're going to blow it dead where his helmet came off. No matter what, when the helmet
Okay.
comes off, and I think all levels, the play is immediately supposed to be blown dead. They're going to drop it and put the ball there.
All respect, though. Good. I don't like the risk, you know, because if you watch him, he was way down the field. He takes the risk of getting himself hurt, but I love the heart. This is one thing that me and you talk about all the time is that you can teach technique, you can teach forms, but you can't teach dog, and that's the heart of the game right there.
You couldn't have said it better. You need heart, and you got to have a little dog in you.
Wow, they're gonna back up 15 yards. I don't understand what just happened.
See, I didn't see what the call was.
Or sorry, not. Yeah, 15. From the spot of where.
His helmet came off.
Look at this mismatch on this left side.
And that's where he's going. And he's got it.
There you go.
That's Willie Jennings.
Go ahead and pick it back up. Told you that mismatch, you can see it all day long.
He just got all that yardage back for you. So I'm thanking you in that huddle. 4:24 left in this fourth quarter. 21-24. Prince George trying to go down and win this one. Dropping back.
Pass it again, and it's going to be just a little short.
Going to Willie Jennings one more time, who's blaming that on himself. But you were pretty covered, brother, and that ball was a little low. So
Yeah, it was good
we'll forgive
coverage.
you for it.
You know, good coverage from Matoaka. That is going to be 2nd and 10 on the 39. 3 minutes and 55 seconds to go. I do think that it's not going the way they want as far as like keeping the clock rolling, but I mean, this is kind of the strategy. Take time off the clock, keep the ball in your hands.
Well, remember last week the time of possession was so lopsided. I mean,
So lopsided.
George definitely knows how to hog the clock.
Allen is going to go down behind the line of scrimmage. There is a flag up here close to the 32.
You just had a huge pass play, and you run it up right up the middle right after that. After taking your sweet time to get it to the line.
What? I think they're going to take this flag away. I don't know what that was about.
It fell.
They're just waving it away.
Yep.
It looked like there might have been a little pass interference there that this line judge saw that I guess they disagreed with. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 on the 39.
Clock's starting to run now.
3 minutes and 40 seconds. Look at that backfield again. Look, there's no safeties. They did have a couple people drop back.
Tahir
Tahir
takes
Johnson is going to keep it and run it up for a first down and more.
And he gets brought down right at what looks to be about the 8-yard line. I mean, he just saw they sent 5 receivers. Everybody was covered great. Hole opened up. Line did exactly what they were supposed to do, and he took off. Great read, Tahir Johnson. For a huge first down. Getting all the way down. It is 1st and goal for the Royals.
What
with
I loved
3 and 15 left.
What I loved about that is he spent 0 time cheering, 0 time like talking to his buddies. He went straight to the coach and said, "What's the play?"
There's nothing to cheer about to that scoreboard changes. I like it. He takes it.
Allen is going to run it up the middle. He's going to get stopped, maybe gaining about 1.
That's fine. It's 2nd and goal. Going down by 3. Clock's just under 3 minutes. Take your time here. Keep winding time off that clock so when you do score and you do give it back to Matoaka with a little time, they have no time to get down there. Because they're not relying on their passing
You just
game
need to
like they
hold
were.
on to the ball right now. You know, again, I trust their kicker. Hopefully, you know, if you're Prince George, you can get into the end zone and get on top. But even if you can't, you can trust your kicker. You know, you can trust him. So just run it.
He hasn't let you down so far this year.
Allen's going to run it up the middle again, and he's going to get it. That is a touchdown for the Royals. It's going to be 27-24. Kick the extra point, make it a 4-point game. Force Matoaka to go down and score. I do believe that they've got 2 of their timeouts.
And plenty of time.
And plenty of time.
They are going to kick it, which is
What a methodical run from Prince George. I mean, just the whole drive. They had a little hiccup, so they went backwards a little bit, but I mean, just overall, What a drive.
Santino Freeman's kick is up and good. That is going to make it 28-24. Royals on top with 2 minutes and 15 left in this ball game. Can they hold on for a back-to-back come-from-behind victory in the fourth quarter? Let's see if this defense can make a stand here.
What we have said all game, though, is that when you're in a pressure situation, this defense usually they hold. You know, it's like you don't want to put too much pressure on them, but you trust them. You know, you trust them in this situation.
Here, look at the entire sideline. Nobody's cheering. They all know that there's still an objective at hand right now. There's time on the clock. I mean, they've scored with less.
The game is not over.
Crowd's starting to feed into it. Coaches in the stands are trying to help right now. Don't you love them? Oh, Pee Wee ones are better.
As a coach, I disagree.
As your other coach, I still disagree with that too.
Good kick. Going to take it back to around the 10. He's going to run it up.
Great return.
Great
Bouncing
return.
off of everything like a pinball.
Takes it up to about the 41, 42.
Just above 2 minutes left. 2 minutes and 4 seconds to be exact. They're all the way up to what looks to be about the 42-yard line, or the 41, I believe they're going to officially mark it at. We do have a Warrior down.
Injury time.
Looks like he's trying to get up under his own power, and he's got it. That is Jordan Robinson. Unfortunately, he has had a busy night for the Warriors, scoring their first touchdown of the night. He's been pretty much one of the bell cows on this offense when it comes to their receiving.
So what you're saying is this is not a good time for him to go take a sit?
No, I wouldn't want to hand him a Gatorade cup right now. I'd love for him to definitely be out there in that huddle.
What does hurt in that situation, which obviously I can say this now that we know is okay, he's walking it off on the sidelines. I mean, that did burn a timeout. You know, of the two, I mean, when you're down now with 2 minutes and 4 seconds, you need all the time you can get and all the timeouts you can get.
Did they burn a timeout with that?
Yeah, they did. There was a injury timeout.
Yeah, but it was on a kick return. I mean, there's always you're talking about. Was not prepared for the ball there. Trey Wills was just not prepared for the ball there.
I don't know if it was unprepared or he just overshot a little bit. You know, I think he looked like he knew it was coming his way, but it was just out of his reach.
David Field put a little zip on that.
He was like, "Hey, catch this thing, man.
You're open now."
Look at these receivers on this left side, on his
Bunched
right
up.
side.
Got a bunch set on the right side, and they're throwing left.
He is
They
going
give
to
it to
take
Troy
it
Lewis.
up about 5. That's going to be a 3rd and 5.
Got a down Royal on the field, and
He's getting up.
he's getting up.
It's like, I'm not even coming out of the play. Here we go. No, here he is. He's feeling it on that left side. Big toss. That brings up a 4th down situation. 4th and 5. 1 minute and 33 seconds. This
Jacob
sideline
Coleman.
is feeling it now.
Jacob Coleman just could not hold on to that ball. And this is where the pressure kicks in.
Yep.
Minute 33 left. You're down by 4. You have to convert this, and you have to march down the field if you want to leave with your first W of the season. For Matoaka.
Yeah.
Prince George, you're going to have to hold on
Make a
right
stop.
here.
This is it.
They don't have the timeouts. This is it.
Toss it big. And it's
Pass interference.
pass interference. Oh my gosh.
That's going to be a 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down. Minute 28 left, and they are down into Prince George territory.
Oh my gosh. If you're a Prince George fan, you are not loving that. But if you are a football fan, you are feeling this.
The only thing I'm going to say is I will argue that call just a touch because it looked like he was trying to play the ball. He had his head turned. He had his whole body turned is the only thing, but he did have some contact. There might have been a hold.
Wow, that brings up a first. Sorry, where are we even at right now?
I'm as confused.
They
as
haven't
the
moved.
referees.
The ref is still down here. They're saying
Well, yeah.
they're picking it back up.
They picked the flag up. They're marching them all the way back. It's going to be a turnover on downs, right?
Nope. Now they're giving it to them.
Oh, all right, yeah. Yeah, it's not a spot foul.
So that is 15 yards from the line of scrimmage. Automatic first down. 1st and 10 on the 39. A minute and 25 to go.
Being chased for his life, he slings it over the middle, and that's an interception!
Intercepted by Prince George, and he stays on his feet.
That's
He
Darian
takes it
Ivory.
all the way back to the 41, and that is what you call ball game.
That is going to do it. Prince George is going to come out here, and they're going to end this ball game. Twice they have come behind for victories in the 4th quarter. What a ball game that we have had today.
Beautiful defensive play. I mean, 2 weeks in a row, they have made huge comebacks. Again, very similar situations. Last week at the half, it was 7-19. This week, it was 7-18. I mean, it's crazy.
Wow. What a game we have had here today. I hope you guys have enjoyed it as much as I have. What looked to be a landslide with Matoaka early. Prince George said, "Not in my house," once again for a back-to-back week.
They're going to give it to Allen to the run to the right.
Curtis Allen carries the ball across the
He's
right
going to
side.
make it up a yard.
Will be timeout.
They're going to burn their first time out. Well, their last time out, I believe.
Yeah, I believe that's Matoaka's last. For you guys listening at home, we've got about a minute and 4 seconds to go. The score is 28-24. Prince George on top. We appreciate you guys being with us. We will let you know. Go to our Facebook, Formation Sports. Like, subscribe, follow us. We will let you know about Colonial Heights. It's undetermined at this moment if we will be able to or not. But if we cannot, we will be back for Prince George against Thomasdale on March 19th.
Look forward to that one. Mark your calendar on that one. That one's going to be a good game. Thomasdale and Hopewell's game got canceled if you didn't see that.
Just wasting the time out, you know? I mean, they're just talking like, hey, they're going to, for the sake of the game, maybe run it up. Who?
The refs half this game. Did they
Yes,
just see a little
very.
bit out of it?
Very.
Clock at a minute 4, and it's going to start winding now, I believe. No, wait, never mind. They used the timeout, sorry.
Whoa.
Snap. Picks it up, and he bounces to the right side. Slides down inbounds. Very smart, my man.
That was almost catastrophic. Look at the ref. He's like, what's going on? Look at him with his hands up. He's like, what are we doing here?
Are they trying to decide if it's a first down? I mean, what?
I think they're trying to decide to figure out where the clock should be.
First down, Royals.
That's okay.
First down, Royals. That was almost bad, though. That center did not hand it off to Here Johnson very well. I mean, that was on the ground for longer than anybody would have liked on the Prince George side.
How many words do you think ran through Tahir's head real fast when that ball was on the ground?
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up.
Nope, 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 nope. Once again, is this another timeout? Is this the final timeout here? And if so,
28-24, 53 seconds. Prince George is, again, for the sake of the game, I'm sure they're a run, but they're a couple of knees away from winning this game.
You just want to put this one to bed, and this is going to be the longest 53 seconds of your life. By the way, 53 seconds still left on the clock. George is going to go out in victory formation.
Boom. They're going to take the knee, and that is going to do it.
Should
She'll
be
probably
one
have
more
to
knee.
probably take one more knee to actually close this one out.
What do you want me to do, Coach?
Second down for the Royals.
So here coming over just to make sure. Coach
What
said go
a
out there and win it.
beautiful play. I mean, again, talk about a fourth quarter team here.
They've proven it to you 2 weeks in a row.
Come back from behind. It's just they don't pass the ball until the fourth quarter, and they just take it and they do it. Congratulations, Prince George, Matoaka. What a game. I mean, scored 24 points against this great defense. I mean, that's no slouch. These are two good teams.
Matoaka, you got some early jitters. I mean, it was your first game of the season since your first one got canceled against Colonial Heights, I believe.
Meadowbrook.
Come out here, you immediately go up. I mean, you were upset you took the L, but for the first game of the season after a very, very weird off season, you need to hold your heads high and be proud of it for a little bit. Prince George, congratulations. I want to see y'all to start getting that first half together just a little bit, though.
Yeah, just get the passing game going in the first half. I mean, Willie Jennings and Stephon Hicks are too good to only be playing for that last 12 minutes of the game. And in both weeks, that's what's happened. The last 12 minutes, they start passing, and then they come back. I'm starting to think that that's the offensive strategy, that's the game plan.
But imagine if Prince George came out and they give you a little bit of up-tempo and they give you a little bit of more putting air under it in the first couple of drives. They might be the ones taking the lead first.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
I would hate to have to constantly grab a shovel and dig my way out of a hole every
For
single
sure.
game.
Again, as of right now, we are undetermined on what's going to happen for the Prince George Colonial Heights game next week. Like us, follow us, share it, let us know what you thought. If we're not able to be here, like I say, we will let you know, and if not, then we will be here on March 19th for the Dale game. We appreciate you guys.
See if we can push for 1,000. See if we can get
Yeah, for sure. We've had between this game we had 350, 400 people on. Let's see for this Dale game. Let's get 1,000. We're gonna post the links early. Share them, like them, get all your friends on there. I mean,
I'm calling on my entire graduating class to be there for that one. Show your Knights some support next week.
for sure.
2 weeks.
I can't remember what the score was, but I believe it was a 27-24 game when they played last year, coming right down to the very end.
Yep.
I mean, this was two teams that play each other, and they play each other hard.
Thank you, man.
So if we cannot be here for the Colonial Heights game, please tune in for Thomas Dale. You're not going to want to miss it.
But please like, share, and subscribe. Let everybody know. Thanks, guys.
We appreciate it.